Hello, this is Sabika Sayyad and welcome to the print headlines. Delhi High Court asks Centre, Delhi government to respond to plea on Wangchuk's deteriorating health. The Delhi High Court today sought the responses of the centre and the Delhi government on a PIL seeking urgent intervention to safeguard the health of climate activist Sonam Wangchuk, who is on an indefinite hunger strike at Jantar Mantar. A bench of Chief Justice Devendra Kumar Upadhyay and Justice Tejas Karia asked the centre and the Delhi government to respond on the plea by tomorrow due to the urgent nature of the issue. Shashi Tharoor appeals to Wangchuk to end fast, urges government to initiate dialogue. Congress MP Shashi Tharoor appealed to activist Sonam Wangchuk today to end his fast at Jantar Mantar over the alleged irregularities in the NEET exam and urged the government to engage in dialogue, asserting that such a move is not a sign of weakness but that of statesmanship. In an open letter to the Jantar Mantar protesters, Tharoor said that with Parliament in session again from Monday, there will be an opportunity to raise the students' issues at the highest forum of democracy. Madan Mitra quits Mamata Banerjee camp, joins rebel Trinamool faction. Veteran Trinamool Congress MLA Madan Mitra has resigned from all posts in Mamata Banerjee's party and joined the rebel faction led by leader of opposition Ritabrata Banerjee. The move marks another setback for Trinamool leadership amid continuing internal turmoil. This development also comes a day after the ED issued summons to the veteran leader and his family. Abhishek Banerjee submits voice sample before Bidhanagar City Court. Trinamool Congress General Secretary Abhishek Banerjee today appeared before a court in Bidhanagar to submit his voice sample. The court has sought the Trinamool leader's voice sample in connection with an FIR for making inflammatory remarks during the campaign for the West Bengal Assembly polls. Last week, the Calcutta High Court, which had granted the Trinamool leader interim protection from arrest, said that the protection granted to him was based on his assurance of cooperating with the investigation. In the Air India crash case, AAIB tells Supreme Court draft final report to be ready by October. More than a year after an Air India Boeing 787 Dreamliner crashed shortly following takeoff from Ahmedabad on June 12 last year, killing 260 people, the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau or the AAIB has informed the Supreme Court that it expects to complete its investigation within 6 weeks, with the draft final report likely to be ready by October. The AAIB said the investigation remains subject to the resolution of pending external dependencies and sought time ahead of the July 17 hearing on petitions seeking an independent probe. The affidavit stated that there is an absolute statutory prohibition on the public disclosure of cockpit voice recordings and airborne image recordings. In the Staines murder case, Supreme Court gives Odisha government 1 month to consider Dara Singh's remission plea. The Supreme Court has given the Odisha government a month to decide on the remission plea of Ravindra Pal, alias Dara Singh, who is serving a life sentence for the murders of Australian missionary Graham Stuart Staines and his 2 minor sons in Keonjhar district in 1999. A bench of Justices Manoj Mishra and Vijay Bishnoi posted the matter for hearing. A bench of Justices Manoj Mishra and Vijay Bishnoi posted the matter for hearing on August 19 after the state government sought time. Dara Singh also sought a direction to the state government to consider his case for premature release in accordance with the 2022 guidelines for life convicts in the 3 cases in which he was convicted. In the Janakpuri school rape case, Delhi High Court cancels bail to female teacher. The Delhi High Court today cancelled the bail granted to a female teacher in a case concerning the alleged rape of a 3-year-old girl by a staff member inside a private school in West Delhi's Janakpuri area and asked her to surrender in 3 days. On June 29, the High Court had also set aside the bail granted to the main accused, the caretaker of the school, and asked him to surrender on July 1. 2 killed, 50 rescued in Noida building fire, landlord arrested. 2 people were killed and around 50 others were rescued after a fire broke out in a multi-storied building in a Noida village today, with the landlord arrested in connection with the incident. Multiple families live as tenants in the ground plus 4 building in Mamura village in sector 66. Fire erupts at sealed Kingdom of Dreams in Gurgaon. A fire broke out this afternoon at the abandoned Kingdom of Dreams site in Gurgaon sector 29. Fire department officials at the Sector 29 fire station said they spotted the smoke at 1:30 p.m. and rushed to the spot. Once celebrated as India's premier live entertainment and leisure destination, Kingdom of Dreams has stood abandoned since July 2022. Telangana Chief Minister lays foundation stone for Amazon Web Services data center, wants global giant to invest 1 lakh crore rupees. Inviting industry majors to invest in Telangana, Chief Minister A. Revanth Reddy has asserted that his government is firm on promoting the state as a model of development for the country as well as to the world in the coming days. Telangana IT and Industries Minister Sridhar Babu says a decision was taken to set up a data center park at Alur where comprehensive facilities including uninterrupted power and water were being put in place. Government panel recommends NEP aligned adolescent education on consent and POCSO. A government appointed expert panel has proposed an age appropriate adolescent education curriculum covering consent, cyber safety, the POCSO Act, and child marriage in schools and colleges. The committee has suggested NCERT develop the curriculum and that teachers receive specialized training for age appropriate delivery. The committee has recommended introducing the curriculum from class 6 onwards through a graded approach. Supreme Court rejects plea to curb Reels podcasts, warns against politicizing Article 32. The Supreme Court today refused to entertain a writ petition to curb podcasts and social media reels, saying the freedom allowed to citizens to directly approach the Supreme Court under Article 32 of the Constitution for enforcement of their fundamental rights cannot be used as a ruse to politicize issues. A bench of Justices P.S. Narasimha and Alok Arade was hearing a petition filed by Mohammad Anas Chaudhry against the online circulation of allegedly derogatory comments posted by an influencer against Prophet Muhammad. PM Modi says India-UK trade deal will boost India's farmers, entrepreneurs and MSMEs. The India-UK Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement or the CETA will provide a boost for India's farmers, entrepreneurs and micro, small and medium enterprises, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said today. The CETA, which came into effect today, has been hailed by government officials in India and the UK and has been welcomed by the Indian industry. Jaishankar meets European Council President, discusses trade and technology cooperation. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar met European Council President Antonio Costa in Brussels and said he valued his guidance in advancing India-EU cooperation in trade and technology. The External Affairs Minister is on a two-day visit to Belgium for the third India-EU Trade and Technology Council meeting. Jaishankar is accompanied by Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal and Minister of State Jitin Prasada during the visit. US Senators unveil bill proposing 100% tariffs on India and 4 others over Russian oil. A group of US senators has introduced a bill proposing 100% tariffs on imports from India, China and 3 other countries over their purchases of Russian oil. The legislation exempts several European countries, arguing that their Russian gas imports are limited and that they are reducing dependence on Moscow. The bipartisan proposal seeks steep tariffs on countries continuing to purchase Russian oil. Iran threatens to block more vital seaways as Trump orders renewed blockade. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has threatened to close all other export corridors that benefit the US and its allies after Iran shut the Strait of Hormuz and the US reimposed a naval blockade of Iranian ports. The IRGC said regional energy exports would either be shared by all or denied to all, escalating fears of a wider disruption to global energy supplies. The latest threat to global shipping follows fresh US military strikes targeting Iranian capabilities used to attack commercial shipping. Trump threatens strikes on Iran power plants if no deal is reached. Donald Trump said the United States would expand its strikes on Iran to include power plants and bridges if Tehran failed to agree to a deal. Speaking to Fox News, Trump said the attacks would continue until he decided they should stop. The US president warned that military operations would intensify next week. US military to leave Iraq by end of September, Washington and Baghdad announced. The United States and Iraq have announced that American forces will withdraw from Iraq by the end of September, ending a military presence that began with the 2003 invasion. President Donald Trump said the US no longer believed it needed troops in Iraq, citing the country's growing partnerships with international energy companies. Chief Minister Vijay's Jan Nayagan to hit theatres on July 23. The makers of Jan Nayagan, the final film of actor turned politician and Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Vijay, announced today that the film will release in theatres on July 23. KVN Productions shared the release date on its official X handle. The announcement ends months of uncertainty after the film's release was halted by the CBFC in January. Spain beats France 2-0 to reach final after 16 years. Spain beat favourites France 2-0 to reach the FIFA World Cup final thanks to a penalty from Mikel Oyarzabal and a goal from Pedro Porro. The European champions will face the winner of today's semi-final between England and Argentina as they bid to win their second FIFA World Cup title. That's all we have for you today. We'll be back tomorrow with the latest.